Hello, welcome to LeadMaster. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get data from Salesforce.com into LeadMaster. To begin, you'll need to export the data from Salesforce. Let's take a look. Here's an example of a complete export from Salesforce. As you can see, there are a lot of files here, but that's okay. You just have to understand how the files are related to each other. I'm going to focus on opportunities, accounts, and contacts. Let's take a closer look. These are the three files that I'm going to import into LeadMaster. There's a field in each of these files that shows how they relate to each other. Let's take a look. Here's the account file. You'll notice that it has account ID, account name, and type. The original file had quite a few other fields in it. I've trimmed those out for demonstration purposes. The concept is the same. Each file in the extract has an account ID, and that's what shows you how the data relates to each other. Let's take a look at the contacts. You'll notice the first column in the contacts file also has account ID. We'll use this to match the contacts with the right company. Conceptually, it looks like this. For each account, we can have one or more contacts, one or more opportunities, and one or more sets of comments. We'll start by loading the accounts. Then, we'll use the account ID to show which contacts belong with which accounts. And we'll do the same thing for opportunities. To begin, I deleted all of the demonstration data from LeadMaster and then re-entered a single record. I did this so that I could easily customize the system to add a Salesforce account ID field. I did this by going to Customize Pages. In this case, I chose the Sales Update page, and I used address 3 and changed it to the Salesforce account ID. For every file that I bring into the system, I'll use the Salesforce account ID to match the accounts, the contacts, the opportunities, and the comments. We'll start by importing the accounts. Since there's a separate video on importing accounts, I'm going to go through this part very quickly. Now it's time to match up the fields in the spreadsheet with the fields in the system. The first field I've chosen is the Salesforce account ID with the Salesforce account ID in the system. With the fields all matched up, it's time to proceed. The first step is complete. The account records have been loaded, and I have no errors. Let's take a look. Here are my accounts. And if I take a look at one of the records, you'll notice in address 3, I have a reference number. This is the account ID that I'm going to use to match the contacts and the opportunities. Let's bring in the contacts. Rather than import, I'm going to update or append these records. I select the file. You'll notice I've got account ID here. That is the Salesforce account ID. Now I just match up the rest of the fields. With the fields all matched, I can proceed to the next step. Now this is how the update records differs from the import. Here I specify how the contacts relate to the existing data. It's through the account ID. Okay, here we are back on our list of accounts, and you'll notice that we now have contacts listed here. For some accounts we have none, and for others we have multiple. Now, let's add opportunities. We start by selecting the Opportunities file. You'll notice once again we have an account ID on the opportunity. We're not going to use that just yet. Just match up all the opportunity fields. Select Next. Now you're going to match the account ID fields. Click Next, and you're ready to import opportunities. Let's take a look at the AB group. You'll see that all the data is in there for the address. Greg is our contact. He's a customer. and we have one opportunity for him. To import comments to these records uses the same methodology. This concludes our video on getting data from Salesforce into LeadMaster.